Hello everyone and welcome to Long's Toys. Today we are taking a look at our 4 heroes from the new Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle cartoon. We have Raphael, Donatello, Leonardo, and Michelangelo, the 4 turtles you know and love. So while I do still kind of have mixed feelings about the cartoon itself, I thought the toys looked like fun, so I decided to pick them up, at least the 4 turtles. Plus, just being kind of a lifelong turtle fan, I feel like I owe it to myself to just at least get, if nothing else, the 4 turtles from each incarnation, just kind of for posterity's sake. So these were street dated for today, October 1st. I saw them a couple places leak out early, but I tried to buy them at a Target about a week ago and they wouldn't sell them to me because they were street dated for today. I actually found these at Walmart. I went to Target today. They didn't have anything. I asked someone, we couldn't figure out the DPCI number, and he said, I don't even see anything on the way. Whatever. But yeah, I found them at Walmart. The tag on the peg said $9.84, but then when they rang up, it was actually like $8.95 or something like that. So at Walmart, these things are about $9 a piece, which I think is pretty good. It's pretty consistent with the last line, and these look like they have a ton of paint applications, which looks pretty cool. The artwork on the box, I think, is really fun. I like this quite a bit. Very colorful. I've always kind of said, while I don't so much love the tone of the show, I think the artwork is pretty awesome. So here we have Leonardo the Trickster, which I feel like Leonardo is not really known to be a trickster, but this show is taking him in a new direction. You can earn pizza points for prizes. I'm not really sure how that works, but I remember that was something they used to do a long time ago with the original toy, so kind of neat if they're bringing that back. So here you can see Leonardo the Trickster has a little bio there if you'd like to go ahead and read that. He is a red-eared slider. All the turtles are different species of turtle, which is pretty cool. And then, of course, he's got the sword. Now, he's only got one sword this time. I mean, he does come with 2, but this is his kind of normal weapon, and then this is his kind of mystic weapon. If you've seen the first episode of the show, they start out with kind of normal weapons, and then by the end up with the mystic weapons. You can see 4 pizza points down there on the bottom. So again, really nice artwork. I love this. I love this kind of splash of color behind him. Very, very cool. You can take a look here. The rest of the figures in the assortment. Now, like at Walmart, they were just the 4 turtles, and I saw the case that they pulled them out of, and the case said turtles only. So I'm not really sure why that is. I guess they just figured up front more people are going to want the turtles. That's what people are going to be looking for, and that makes sense. Hopefully, eventually, we'll also see the rest of these guys. April, Splinter, Baron Draxum, Meat Sweats, which has got to win the prize for best villain name, and Origami Ninja. So, yeah. I'm not the hugest fan of Splinter's design. April's alright. I probably would buy most of the villains, but I wanted to at least get the turtles here, so very excited that they at least had them. Just weird to me that they would sell cases. I mean, not weird, like I said, I get it, but just to first get these out, they figure the turtles are going to be the main figures that everyone's going to be after. So next up we have Raphael the Muscles. Nice artwork here on the top of the card. Again, nice artwork here on the back. He is a snapping turtle, and they took him in a little different direction here. They gave him tonfas. I believe he starts out the show with 2 sai, but his mystic weapons are tonfas. And you can see over here, they have, I guess all the weapons kind of energize. So they gave him like these crazy giant pieces you put over his hands because it kind of lights up his entire hands. Like a Falcon Punch or something, I'm not quite sure. Smash Brothers reference. Anyway, next up we have Donatello, the Tech Whiz. I feel like no matter what iteration of Turtles Donnie does machines, that will always be the case. Really nice artwork here on the back. He is a soft shell turtle, and he has a tech staff. Now, I believe in the show, while they do kind of show, they give him a mystic version of the staff, I think in the show he made his staff himself. And as far as I know, he said he wasn't going to give it up. But again, I only watched the first episode so far, so there is that. And then next up we have Michelangelo, the Wild Card. He's got some paint on his shell, which I think is kind of neat. I believe he's an artist in the show. You can see he also comes with some stickers here in the background, which is kind of a neat feature. he is a box turtle. So we have a box turtle, a soft shell turtle, a snapping turtle, and a red-eared slider. So there you go. All different species of turtle. Pretty cool. This thing is called the Casati Fundo, and I am not very familiar with it, but it is kind of like a mace. Or a morning star, I guess, technically. A mace doesn't usually have a chain. A mace is just like a club with a spike or something on the end. So I guess it's more like a morning star. I don't know. I'm not very familiar with different kinds of weapons. 4 pizza points. So that's it for the packaging. Like I said, I think the artwork is very cool. Definitely very eye-catching, especially for children who are the main audience for this. So I think these will probably sell very well, especially with how well the last show sold toys. I'm assuming that these will do the same because very colorful, very eye-catching right off the bat. Let's go ahead and get these out of the packaging so we can take a closer look. Alright, so here are the 4 turtles out of the packaging, and just let me say, guys, twist ties, holy cow, twist ties. It took me quite a long time to get everything out of the packaging because, 1, they come with a ton of accessories, which is awesome, and 2, they're just all really twist tied in together there. Real quick before we get into the turtles, I wanted to show off this little booklet that it comes with. It talks about the pizza points and the secret sewer squad, and it says you can register on their website, and then I guess each release comes with a code for pizza points, and then you go in and redeem them on your account, and it says that there could be special TMNT toys and other fun stuff. So that would be kind of neat if they actually do some kind of limited release through the website with the pizza points, because those things are usually really fun. Taking a look at the little catalog, obviously you can see the 4 turtle figures that we're taking a look at. April, Splinter, pretty much everyone that was on the back of that packaging I showed you. They're going to have a giant turtle tank vehicle that looks like it turns into a playset as well as 2 of these like motorcycle type things that I guess can either connect together or connect to the side of the turtle tank. And then they have this giant sewer playset. This thing is massive. 43 inches tall. I mean, that's like 3.5 feet tall. That's crazy. Looks fun. So I don't know, maybe someone will do a review of that. I probably will not be picking that up. But it does come with 50 pizza points, so could be worth it. Then you have some role play items here, which look fun. On to the back, you have some of these like squat, push down, and they do backflip turtles. I think they have some electronics in there as well for some phrases, some sound effects. Kind of neat. And then you have these giant figures, which they actually are articulated. When I was looking for these toys on the websites, Target and Walmart and such, and I kept running into these. These are about $20 a piece, but they're 10 to 11 inches tall. Articulation, come with nice accessories, so they're kind of just like larger, even bigger versions of these figures that we'll be taking a look at in a minute. So kind of cool. I'll have to look into that. I remember they used to do the really tall Ninja Turtles back in the day that were probably about 10 inches. I think I have a Michelangelo, and he came with like a little nunchuck, which was like had a cloth string in between so you could twirl it around. So maybe there's something like that. But in any case, today we're taking a look at these figures, and I have to say, first impressions, pretty good. I'm going to start over here with Raphael, obviously the largest there is. And the other thing I like that they've kind of kept the trend of having each of the turtles like a different shade of green, and they usually pick a shade of green that complements the color of their, you know, bandanas and everything, which I think is really cool. I like that quite a bit. So here is Raphael. He is a snapping turtle. You can see his giant shell. Really nice molding there in the shell. I think that works really well. Now he has his bandana long and kind of rests here in the front. Now his head is on a ball joint, but because of that bandana, it does... I mean, I guess he could still look from side to side and up and down, but it makes it a little weird to move his head around because that bandana just swings around like that. But then you have normal shoulder joints in and out. Also, you can spin around. You have really nice elbow joints. You have a swivel there and a swivel around. Very similar to the shoulder joint. And then the wrists are in a simple swivel. Nothing so much in the waist, but in the hips you have, again, the same kind of shoulder joint and the knees. So really it's just the same joint 4 times. And then this is a simple swivel, and then this is just kind of an up and down. Although I guess it can Yeah, so really it is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the same joint, and then the wrists are just a turn. That's pretty good. That's really a nice amount of articulation for $9 figures, I have to say. And I feel like the paint applications are nice. You have the little turtle com down here, the belt emblem. You have his bandage there on his shell. He's got the tape on his feet painted. He's got the red bands. I don't know why they're all the way up here instead of down on his knees, but whatever. It's a nice amount of articulation. He's got 2 peg holes in the bottom of his feet. And I do kind of like the return to the big goofy toes. That's something from the original that I always liked. With the most recent show, they got rid of that and they had kind of the 3 really small toes that were all just kind of molded in. I do kind of like the return to the big goofy toes. I don't know why. It just makes me laugh. I think it's funny. But yeah, overall, I think the paint apps look great. Really nice amount of articulation. It's a pretty solid figure. Let's take a look at all the accessories he comes with. So right off the bat, they all come with 2 of these throwing stars. They're exactly the same. Every turtle comes with 2. They're not super hard plastic. They're a little bit rubbery, but they're really pretty solid. I don't know. Sometimes they feel a little rubbery, and other times they feel pretty solid. Like these 2 feel pretty solid, but I think it was maybe Leo's that seemed a little bit. Yeah, this one seems a little bit more rubbery. I don't know. But they're definitely quality. Nice molding. All molded in one color, but that's perfectly fine. Makes sense. So it's nice. They all come with 2. Now, Raph has these 2 Tonfa. And you can see he's got these clips on his belt. So you can kind of slide these in here. Which is nice. He can store them there. Otherwise, to put them in his hand, this one kind of fits in here like this. And then this one would go in here like this. They don't really fit in between the fingers, but you can kind of make it work. But either way, I think that looks pretty good. I mean, that's how you're supposed to hold them, so I think that works. And then if you want to use these super powered versions, they give you these giant glowing fists. So how this works, oops, so now I'm dropping it. You just kind of slide the hand in. There's really nothing to it. You don't have to grab onto anything inside. It's a little difficult to do because quite honestly, I feel like the hand is bigger than the opening for this, but we'll see if we can get it to work. These are definitely a squishier soft plastic, so if you have to push it in a little bit, you can definitely do so. There we go. So you just have to give it a little bit of a push. And like I said, it is a softer plastic, so there you go. He's got giant, flaming, smashing hands. That's kind of cool. I mean, it's a little goofy, but I kind of like it. I think it works. They fit very snugly. They're not going to fall off or anything like that. So that's kind of goofy and crazy, but I kind of like it. And if you wanted to, you could technically store the other ones here in his chest still, although technically I believe these are supposed to turn into these, so it looks weird to have both, but it is doable. So right off the bat, I'm pretty impressed with Raphael. Now we'll see, can he stand? Yeah, pretty cool. I was afraid he'd be too front heavy with those giant fists. Nice. Moving on to Donatello. He is a soft shell turtle. Because of that, he has this armor piece that you can actually take off. So this is what his soft shell looks like. But he actually has this armor piece that clips on, and then his little jetpack clips onto the back of that. So very simple. You just pop it off. You can see there's 2 plugs right there. And I do think it's kind of funny that this thing is shaped kind of like a little turtle. It even has a little tail. I think that's kind of cool. And it's got these 4, I guess, turbines, or what would you call them? That's what makes them levitate. And then these clips just clip onto here. Very simple. I'm going to leave it off just to show you the articulation. But again, I love the color scheme. I think this green looks so good with the purple. You can see he's got some goggles molded on top here. Unfortunately, they don't move. You can't push them down over the eyes. But eyes are painted very nice. Purple paint looks great. The goggles are painted nice. The head is on a ball joint, so you can move that from side to side all over the place. Same joints in the shoulder. In the elbow, you have a simple swivel in the wrist again. Same joints in this hip, as well as the knee and the feet, ankles. So overall, I have to say, again, paint looks really sharp. I think they did a nice job. All the articulation points are great. Go ahead and put this shell back on. Just kind of loosely clips over there, but it looks good and it totally works. And then again, he comes with the 2 shuriken throwing stars, whatever you'd like to call them. And then he comes with 2 versions of the staff. So he has his kind of normal tech staff, which is very kind of bland, molded in gray plastic. Just kind of has this piece on the top. Nothing too exciting going on here. But then he's got this translucent purple, I guess, for when he spins it and you can see it trailing the fire. I think that's kind of cool. So he can hold either one. Just going to go ahead and put it in his hand like that. He grasps it fairly well. Not perfect, but I feel like it's not going to fall out just by wiggling it. So that's pretty cool. And then let's see how he stands with all his accessories. Pretty well. Very cool. Moving on to Leonardo. You can see right off the bat he comes with a skateboard. And that just has a simple peg there on the top, which pegs into one of the peg holes on the bottom of his foot. It is a very translucent blue skateboard. Spins fairly well. Rolls very nicely. Simple, but it does the job. Now taking a look at Leo, and I will say at first I thought his legs were assembled incorrectly, and I don't know, maybe they are. It just feels like this should be the calf that goes on this foot and vice versa. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that's just how they decided to kind of make it. I don't know. He seems kind of bow-legged. I don't know. He also has a very elongated torso as opposed to his legs, but I think that's a design choice. I love the head sculpt. I think that looks great. I love the red lines because that's the kind of turtle he is. He's got a clip here on the back. Now you can put technically like either one of these in here and they clip kinda loosely. But because the guard on the katana is so large, it doesn't really work all that well. You can it's a little bit softer plastic, so you can kind of get it around the bottom of the blade. But again, the guard of the katana is so large, it just doesn't work. And also, I feel like if you're going to clip onto the sword, I wish it was a little bit higher up. So, I don't know. It's there. It doesn't work amazingly, but it's there. Again, he's got all the same shoulder, elbow. His wrist swivel is actually the entire gauntlet, as you can see. But he does still have it. And then he's got all the same joints in the hip, knee, ankle. But again, nice paint. The tape is all painted nicely. You have the blue stripe everywhere. I think they really didn't cheap out on paint applications on this, and I really appreciate that. I can never tell if I think I put the elbows backwards on this one. I can never tell. But either way, it looks good. Nice articulation. Again, I really applaud them with the paint, because it would have been really easy to just paint these all one color, or to even just, like, you know, these blue stripes could have been left off. But they really came through, and I like that quite a bit. Now, as far as holding his accessories, I think he has the biggest trouble. But let's see. No, that actually holds pretty well. How's this one look? Actually, this one's probably meant for the smaller hand. And then this one's kind of huge. Yeah, so he actually holds them pretty well. I thought he would have trouble because of the way his fingers are so spaced apart. But yeah, he looks pretty good. And then you can go ahead and peg him on his skateboard. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. And last but certainly not least, we have Michelangelo. Another skateboard. This one's actually not translucent. And again, nice big wheels. Spins, rolls very well. No problems there. Michelangelo looks fantastic. I love this color of green with the orange. I've always thought this color combo looks pretty good. I feel like this is usually the color combination they give to Mikey, just because it does work so well. Again, head is on a ball joint, so you can go from side to side, up and down. The typical shoulder, elbow, hip, knee, and ankle joints. You have a swivel at the wrist as per usual. He's got some nice accent colors here on his shell. In the cartoon, he's very artistic, so he likes to paint things with spray paint. So he kind of tagged his shell a little bit there. He's got these crazy knee pads, one smiley face, one exo sad face. But then he's got nice ankle articulation. So all in all, I like him quite a bit. I will say some of them have this kind of weird shoulder, or elbow thing rather, where you can see the piece kind of comes down. I guess that's just to kind of give him elbows in this, if you bent it all the way back. But then when you go like that, it looks a little weird. Not a big deal, certainly not a problem. Just a little aesthetically weird in my opinion. And then you can go ahead and put him back on the skateboard very easily. Just pegs into the bottom of his foot there. Accessory-wise, he comes with quite a few weapons. Now, I believe he has this kind of mystical, and I'd have to look at the card again to get the name correct. It is the Casati Fundo. Casati Fundo. So, it is my understanding that the head of the Casati Fundo can actually change shape. So, he's got this one kind of handle piece, and then this kind of has a spinning blade. He's got another version where it turns into a boxing glove so he can punch with it. And then he's got another version where it's actually 3 handles all together, which is a weapon in Japan, which is, I think, a different name, but I'm not 100% on that. And they kind of swing it around and do all kinds of crazy tricks with it. So he's got 3 accessories, which is pretty nice sampling of things there. Now, he does have this clip on the front of his belt, which I don't know what this is supposed to do. I mean, technically you could clip that on there, but that looks kind of weird. You could clip one of these on here, maybe over his shoulder or something. Kind of works, but still looks kind of weird. So I don't know. I appreciate them trying to include clips for the weapons, but for the weapons they give, I just feel like it's a little weird. But you could definitely put these in his hand, and he holds them. This one's a little loose. Let's see how this one fares. That one's a little better. So again, I don't think he's going to drop them anytime soon. It's just a little loose. And then we can put him back on his skateboard. And you still have this one left over. So I have to say, I'm pretty impressed with these. I kind of thought I would be. I really liked the look of them in the store. And I've seen a couple other videos, and I've just been kind of really impressed with... I mean, Playmates makes good toys. They have for quite a while now. I've been really impressed with all of the toys from the last line. Well, that's not true. Here or there were 1 or 2 exceptions. But for the most part, most of the toys from the last line were pretty fantastic. The original toys when I was a kid were fantastic, and these really are no exception. Oh, I forgot to show off. Mikey does come with a sticker sheet since he's an artist. And maybe you could put these on your sewer playset. If you bought the giant sewer playset, you could put a couple of these. Just an idea. But he does have those stickers. You put them on a binder, whatever you want to do with them. Have some fun. But kind of a nice little accessory just to throw in there. So I like them. I think for $9, these are really some of the best figures on the market right now in terms of articulation points, paint applications, and number of accessories. I really don't think they can be beat. I mean, I'm trying to think of other $9 figures, and I mean, the closest thing, like if you think of Hasbro, has a $10 figure, the Legends class, which, you know, has decent paint applications, but it's rather small, pretty much no accessories. You think about like a Bandai Power Ranger for $10, you get okay paint applications, limited accessories, but overall, I gotta say, I think right now Playmates has cracked it, and I think for a $9 figure, these have fantastic articulation, really nice paint applications, and the amount of accessories they come with really blew me away. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. But I really can't recommend these enough. So if you can find them, they're supposed to come out today. Go to Walmart, go to Target, and definitely at least get the 4 turtles for yourself. I'm probably going to, based on these, probably check out some of the villains as well. Again, I don't love all of the designs, but I'll definitely at least check out a couple more of these. So let me know what you think, And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching.